Right, so I've decided I'm doing a marathon on the balcony. Right, so I've measured the balcony. I've got no measuring tape, I've got a man hammer, but I've used my phone and it's saying it's around 20 foot, which is around 6 meters. So I've got a fair bit of running I can do on here. Obviously it doesn't matter really how big the balcony is. It's gonna be tedious and it's gonna be long. Right, I've officially started. I've set the watch. I've put run indoor. Controversial. But it's just so it doesn't try and track GPS. I had that advice from my friend who did it, and he had issues with the GPS not understanding why you're not moving far. And that's one thing me and the GPS have got in common. I don't understand why I'm not doing this outside. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm trying to get hydrated now. I don't feel like I've had much water. I'm going to walk it for a while, and then I'm going to start running. I'm interested to see the turn as well, because that's another bit of advice I got, is on the turn, because it's so repetitive, you can start hurt. If you've got any knee injuries, if you've got any knee injuries or anything like that, you can start, you feel the strain after a bit. So we'll see how we get on. I've got no idea, honestly, how this is going to go physically, if I can do it. I think mentally I'm strong enough to just keep going regardless. I think my girlfriend's getting more nervous about this than me. It must be the safest marathon you could ever do. I'm like right next to my home, it's in there. I could be sitting right there. I could be sitting there. I could be making tea in there. But I'm out here running. I've bumped into that already. I've bumped into that thing. You wouldn't think you could bump into too many things on a balcony. Well, now I'm gonna keep moving because I don't want to lose too much time. I'm happy with that. I think the quickest pace I've sort of done, I'll have to look after, but I think it might have been under 10 minutes in the end, closer to 8 or 9. The thing is, even though that's not that fast, usually on the balcony it feels like, because you're stopping and turning, it's using a bit of agility, and I know it can burn you out a bit quicker. The thing I need to remember is, just because it's on a balcony and I'm not going far, I'm not picking up too much speed, it is still I've still done 5 miles, and it's going to be interesting once I get to, because I know I can do 5 miles fine. When I get to over 7 miles, when it sort of gets that 10 mile milestone, then we'll start seeing what I can, how difficult it's going to be. Also wondering if I am going mad. I'm playing a little game because I didn't want to, when you turn, I started feeling a bit of a twinge in my hip because it's constant, and I was thinking about this before. So I started alternating to see if it would work, alternating leg and alternating which foot I turn with. I started playing a game in my head, counting 10 on the right, 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Just anything to keep my mind occupied. It's weird what you do. Quick snack, that's a run. I've not ate a thing today. if I'm right, I've burnt 700 and something calories, and like I say, I've not really prepared this morning eating properly. So a smoothie break in the next hour, I think. I'll try and listen to some music in a bit. Try and get the first couple of hours out of the way like that. It feels like a long haul flight or something. For the first hour, I just try and get it done. To be fair, I don't listen to music at the start of it. I try and just sit there as long as I can and endure it, and then I give myself a treat for doing it. I'm like a little pet dog. I've seen some show-offs on the road with free rein, running down the canals, seeing different sights. I don't think I anticipated how many people would be walking past, looking at it, thinking I'm absolutely crazy. Doesn't help I just shouted I'm not mad. Makes you seem more mad. This is getting to a point already where I'm like, fucking hell. I'm gonna plug my headphones in, listen to some Biggie. You can get me for another few miles, I think. Nothing more gangster than running on a balcony. There's not as much of a good reason as there was during the main lockdown, because I could just be out there running. But I just wanted something accessible. It doesn't get more accessible than your own balcony. And I wanted a challenge that would mentally really, I don't know, put me to the test. I'm sure a marathon on the road would. I started thinking of challenges. It's getting a bit colder, so I'm not doing as many of the walks as I was doing. I come up with this. I thought it'd be easier to sort of film and document as well than running a marathon out there. So see how I get on. So far I'm sweating big time. I'm trying to keep a decent pace so I can kind of get to an hour and see where I'm at. Ah, 2 hours. It's now down and felt my knee go. I find that with running, it's when you stop. So I'm gonna go to the toilet and then carry on and try and make up for the time I've stopped. Yeah, I won't be stopping for long because I don't want it to carry on for too long. The thing I wasn't expecting is I felt a bit dizzy with the turn. I've turned pretty much every way you could imagine. I started turning like a shuttle run, then I started doing a little semicircle there, then I've been running backwards trying to just get any variety that I can, just a bit of variety to make it less boring. Right, we've got no handles on the doors, so I'm locked out, so I need to get in for the toilet break. Excuse me, can I come in to use your toilet please? So a quick toilet break, make sure I didn't do a Paula Radcliffe on the balcony. I think the neighbours have had enough already, so but yeah, some people it's just running a marathon on a balcony. You must be nuts, I'd agree, but it's also a bit more than that as well. It's dealing with like the internal battle in here, proving to myself the mental fortitude, and yeah, it's just, you learn lessons doing it. It's starving. I can just smell food around here. Girlfriend's just made me a smoothie so I didn't have to stop too much. Yeah, I feel like I need this, need the calories. And we're 2 hours, 20 minutes in now, 11.5 miles. I just started counting there and back. So counting down there being 1 and back here is 2. Over 100 I counted to, and I still hadn't got half a mile on there. So it just shows how many times you're seeing the same thing over and over. I'm actually getting out of breath, sweating, and like I say, this is the longest I've ever ran. 11 in terms of time, just non-stop. Obviously I stopped to drink this and go to the toilet, but that's about it really. Let's go. half marathon done. Done the half marathon distance. I am feeling pretty knackered now and my knees are hurting. Miles in, just got into a little race with myself then. I want to make sure I do 5 hours on each, 5 miles each hour, and I almost missed it then in the 3rd hour. Just about made it to 15 miles. My knees and quads are hurting a little bit, but I feel like I can get through it at least to like for the next sort of half an hour. There's times when you look at the watch and it just feels like it's going in slow motion. 8-minute miles when I'm running quite fast, getting out of breath, sort of hitting around 140 beats per minute still for my heart rate. Right, let's put it in. Managed to get it down to 8 minutes a mile. I've done most of the marathon now. It's over an hour. I'm going to put the Goggins book back on for about another mile or two, and then I'm going to take that out because it's easier to escape doing that, and I want to feel this sort of last slug, see how it feels, and if I can actually do it mentally. My legs are hurting, my hip flexors are hurt. You know, at the start I was thinking about variety and doing these little things to keep my mind occupied, but now it's just sort of looking down, getting on with it, one foot in front of the other. And like I say, you've still got the show off, so got the free rein. Right, I'm just going through some tips which I did look at the other day. Stock up on Vaseline, didn't do it. You know what, I'm going to go straight ahead and add to this list. If you're going to look for tips on your marathon, my tip is to do it before the last sort of 5-6 miles. It's no good now. Don't eat everything you're given. Well, I've not listened to that. I've been given a smoothie and a 1 bar. I had both, but I've not had much. Create a mantra. Just get it done. Just do it. Sort of. Once I set my mind to something, I know I've got to do it. My word means a lot to myself, which means I knew once, which is why it's scary. Once you set something, I was like, fuck, I've got 6 hours now of this. Hopefully less with the pace I'm going, or was going until I started walking. You're not doing this alone. Wrong. I am. Head to the loo early, did that. The crowds carry you through. The crowds have just been looking at me like I'm weird, so that's been a hindrance if anything. Thanks. Decided to have a bit of cake, tiny bit of an early reward because I know I'm going to make it now. So what we on? 21 miles. Oh man, so hungry. had that cake. Tell you what, there's nothing more satisfying than eating an apple. Just persevering. Got that second wind, so I'm going to speed up a little bit in a sec. Oh. 20 past 4. 22 miles. 4 hours and 29 minutes. 45 seconds. Taken my headphones out. So I've got, what have I got? Just over 4 miles. So we're talking about 40 to 50 minutes, just without any headphones in or any escapism. Just endure it, see what comes into my mind, see how I feel. I'm gonna try and up the pace. Look, that there, being covered. Covering that, I don't want to see it for a little bit. It gets to a point where it's just putting you off. You're looking at your watch all the time because there's nothing else to do. So I'd rather tuck it away, go inside my head, got no headphones, think about what I'm actually doing today and why, and then when I think I'm a bit closer to that 26.2 miles, uncover it and sort of see if I can keep this pace. Push me luck. There it is. Man, I did just over. I did 26.21. So I just ran an ultra marathon, right? What's the definition? I need to know. Oh man, I'm knackered. So yeah, I did it in just over 5 hours and 20 minutes. Let me save that. I'm going to break it down and have a look at how long each sort of mile took me, and see how I got on. I think I had times in there where I did less than 10-minute miles, and then there's times in there where it took me 16, I think even 18 minutes because of just stopping every now and then. I stopped for the toilet once. I stopped to grab a smoothie once, and started walking a few times when I had stuff to eat. Apples tasted absolutely unreal. I don't know why I bothered with the cake. I didn't need it. Not feeling the pain of it. Hip flexors are hurting. My knees are really hurting, especially now I've stopped. Balls on my feet turning each time. They started hurting, and my ankles I'm turning. But I feel good overall. I feel wicked. I'm glad I did that. I've done my first marathon. So what next? Yeah, buzzing. I might sum it up a little bit more on another video. But there you go. I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and all that stuff.